Previously on The Real Forex Trader.
When the fuck would you ever put laughing or crying on a fucking bit of paper for a trade plan where you're risking 10,000 quid? If you get your plan wrong, you've got two choices. You can cough up the money yourself out of it, or you can go home.
And that's bullshit. I came here seriously to trade because this is what I want to do. To be frank, I flew here from Texas. This is not a joke to me.
Laughing or crying.
I genuinely think it's just a misunderstanding and he thinks that it's just a funny joke to me.
It wasn't meant in that way to piss him off, if you know what I mean. Alright, it's going up. Going good. Going the direction we want it to. Laughing. Happy days.
Horrible. They're on the wrong side.
Are you winning or not? Then why the fuck are you listening to music? Like, it's like dealing with a bunch of fucking kids.
Shall I say it louder? Show me the money!
Go give me either $200 or you're going home. It's up to you.
Then I'm going to pay you.
There we go then. That's really good. So, I got the last laugh, didn't I? Hey, laughing or crying.
Hi, my name's Atish. I'm a trader and mentor at Sam & Co. Today I'll be working with the traders to bring them up to speed with our strategies. We're going to be going over 2 in total. It's going to be quite interesting because I think we'll have a wide range of variety in terms of their experiences within the market. Some are relatively new and some are somewhat experienced. I aim to take it as slow as possible. We are under slight time constraints, so hopefully they were to grasp our concepts quite quickly and we'll see how they get on.
Essentially, guys, this market is probably the most difficult to trade in my opinion. CAD staple, positively correlated with the price of crude oil. What does that mean?
They export a lot of crude oil?
Yeah. Sure. So it's positively correlated, which implies
When the oil moves, so it's the dollar.
fantastic.
It kind of takes that same principle with pricing.
It's always going to be a little bit volatile.
Setting a structure is going to be so important to maintain that first step, which is entry, right? I think this is my kind of setup that I'm looking to achieve. Why is being in a hope also it's taking up price action to watch. Do one of those a week and it's 10% a month, you're flying. You're absolutely flying. Okay, so you're very simple. I'm selling, dragging up, I've still got my mouse pressed down minus $50 and demonstrates the calculations here. I'll just divide it by monitoring this chart. I'll probably end up entering here, right? Because you're just impatient and you just want to get in.
So we've just finished the training, which I think it went pretty well. The guys seemed really engaged and enjoyed the content. There are a handful that seem to take it on quite easily, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on. On the flip side, there are a couple of traders that seem quite adamant to stick to their own methods, which I'm not entirely convinced about, but time will tell and we see how they get on.
Your subconscious is listening to everything, okay? It's working. As long as you say EQ when I ask you, it'll still do the work, all right? Don't worry. That's the beauty of this technique. What's true, his subconscious is agreeing with. What's not 100% true, he's weak in his energy system. In fear mode, in order to prep the body, heart rate increases, blood rate increases. And the last of these skill sets is to keep learning, self-improvement. Learn from every single trade.
It's really good. It's nice to tap into some old memories that you're not very happy about, and really good to work on them. I like the way he works, and you keep, like he says, like a layer of onion. You keep peeling something back, and you're slowly digging at it. But no, I like it. It's really good. It's really good.
Amazing. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself, about trading. I think I'm going to take all that information into the actual trading now when we get our live accounts, and put it all together, make something of it, hopefully make some money.
The mindset course is actually really nice. We hear mind kind of like a steel trap, right? So you don't make mistakes. I think that's one key thing that sets great traders apart from everyone else, is that they just don't get fazed by much of anything. And so having that mindset course is actually probably really helpful.
Clears my mind, so any doubts I did sort of have, they have sort of gone, and I'm fresh to the markets. I've never really done anything like this before, so I think it's going to help me just believe in the strategy that Sam's taught us. So it's only nothing can really go wrong, but hopefully we'll soon find out when we get to the markets. So I got a good mindset going into the markets anyway.
Good trading day also, have to learn a lot about psychology and stuff like that. So yeah, good experience.
How did you find the mindset training? Bit weird?
Interesting, not something I've done before, but productive for sure.
So everyone down the far end as well, if you can listen up, everyone's going to have a live account. We're starting off everybody on 25,000. Okay, so there's 300,000 amongst all of you. People that start losing by Friday, or if you're losing really quickly and going badly, we're going to be getting rid of you, obviously. I don't care if one person is down and one person's up, that's great. All I care about is not losing overall. So how I control that is by those that are losing more, we give them a smaller amount. That guy that's doing well, we give him a bigger amount. And that's generally as simple as it gets. But I don't know what each one of you are going to be capable of, so my next 3 days is sort of like the main risk that I have over this challenge. Got to remember, every time that you're placing a trade, it is the decision of whether or not you're going to be here the next day. You will have losing days, There is no doubt about it. But don't try to switch up what you've learned for something else. You'll be on my radar if you're trading multiple correlated pairs at the same time, because basically all you're doing is you're increasing your risk and you're going to have the same outcome. Does that make sense? I don't care if you want to use a calculator, just double check it manually, beforehand. You can do this at the start of the day. If my account is 25,000, what is my 1% risk? But when you come in the morning, your first checklist that you need to do as soon as you come in is, which pairs can I trade today? The biggest mistake that you're ever going to make from now on is looking at your friends' charts. That is the biggest mistake, of them telling you what trade they're in. Because if you're taking that trade and you don't know why, you're in something that you don't understand. You haven't worked it out, you haven't done your own analysis, and you just second guess it. I'd rather you sit there and do nothing for that period of time. The best part about it is having your own unique view of what you're looking at. And you know what? One of you might be in up here and the other person has still worked out that that's still a credible level, but maybe you're 10 or 15 minutes later and you've got a bit of a wider stop loss. The worst thing I can have is every single one of you in the same trade, with the same risk, same outcome, and I'm sitting there going, shit, I've got literally 1% now, or 300 grand, all on this one trade. That is the worst outcome that I can have. So at one point, my risk now is 3 grand of all of you doing the same thing, which means I could have a 3 grand losing day just from you all placing one trade exactly the same. Is there anyone not ready to go live? All right. At Friday is where we'll review how everyone's performance is done, which I think gives us a fair feel of where people are at over the next few days. You should all have at least taken some sort of trades by then. If anyone's sat there not doing anything, probably shouldn't be here. There's opportunities every day. Don't force them, obviously, but you should have at least sort of one to three opportunities a day, I would like to think. Yeah? If you can tell me, but Sam, the daily is up based on the rules. The 15 minutes is up, so I bought it. My stop loss is at a reasonable distance. My target is at 1.52. I'm not going to come down on you for doing that. I'm going to come down on you if you've placed a trade with the wrong risk management, and all of a sudden now you've done the wrong lot size and it's 10 times what it should be, or double what it should be, or you're trading in the wrong direction. So as long as you stick to those rules, that's all I care about, yeah? Because I know that long term that will pan out. All right, cool. Well, keep an eye out for the Telegram message from Elliot. You'll have your login details. Log into it, but I suggest all going through that checklist today so that you're ready for tomorrow, yeah? All right, best of luck.
And it just completely melted down. 3,500.
So the guys have been given their capital, which is the initial starting balance of 300,000 US dollars between 12 of them. So they've all started out on 25,000 US dollars. This week, so we're now on Wednesday, when it comes to Friday, we're going to get those sort of a rough understanding of how these guys are handling their risk management. There's going to be those guys that are standing out that are doing really good, which is, we've got a few of those now, such as Matthew Bernard. He's standing out. I would say he's a strong candidate at this moment in time. Whether or not that continues that way is a different matter, but the signs that we've seen so far of not being emotionally involved, not chitter-chattering amongst the other guys, and focusing on the actual setups and charts is making him stand out from everybody else. We've then got Travis and Christian, who are quick to fire the gun. They open trades literally within the first hour that they received the capital, and that is a potential flag. Just too quick to jump the gun, and I think that there could be a sense of highly competitive behavior coming out between them, and that might pan out badly over the next few days. Trying to get ahead of everybody else might actually be a hindrance for them, and they may go and perform badly. Either way, today is all about the nerves and the jitters and seeing whether or not people can just apply the strategy. We don't care if they win or lose today, because you can have a losing day and then a winning day, and as long as you've got good risk management and your reward ratios are in place, you should do well long term. So that's what we're planning on achieving, and then today we're going to review what people are doing wrong. As of now, I would say the two weakest that is standing out, I'd probably say again is Callum. There's a group. There's the Callum, there's the Nifty, and there's Andrew. I would say those are the ones that we need to watch quite closely over the next few days, on whether or not they can deliver on just performing with the plan. That's all I've got to do, is perform with the plan. So stress levels are going to be high. Let's see how these guys perform.
I'm on trade in AUD USD for long. After a lot of confirmation, I took the trade this morning. I was waiting yesterday for more confirmation, and the confirmation going this morning. So no emotion, no pressure, just trust the process, trust the strategy, and let's see if it's a good trade or a bad trade after.
Just got in my first trade, so I think it meets all the criteria. So just with my stop loss, I've got it at 15 pips away, which I've sort of brought it in a little bit. I set it at 20 pips just to get the ratio of where the lows are. I've brought it in just above the previous yesterday's high. So if it was to go that way anyway, I'd want to be out of the trade, I think, anyway. So first trade is, you know, someone else's money, so it's just trying to just be as respectful. I mean, it's someone else's money, so you just, all you can do is pick the spots and setups, and then just roll with it, really, and then manage the trade as it plays out.
So on Euro USD, for me, it's still in a bit of a consolidation, so I'm going to wait for it to come, either break the EMA or the UK pivot and then look to go in, because for me it's still in short, sell. Going off the daily and the hourlies, and the 15ish to short there. But this is what I'm more looking at on the dollar, Swiss franc. It's come up here, sort of nice pullback, and looking to get in around the S1 or this trend line I've drew in here, and then go long. Not going to rush into anything. Wait till I'm comfortable. It's the first time trading live. Well, on my own trading live capital on the SAM, so I'm just going to wait until everything sits right with me before I place a trade, even though most people are in, so obviously they've seen something I haven't, but for me it's in. Still, I'm going to wait till it comes here before I short it and then look for take profits on these lows. Yesterday's S1, that's where I'll be looking to get in around the UK pivot. But once it breaks this EMA, and then take profit here and stop loss just around here, which will be like a 2 to 1. That's the game plan.
I'm down minus £82 in this trade at the moment, so nothing too big. I only risked 0.5% as well, so first trade, get it over and done with. But as I said, my rules are up there. They are all set. Win or lose, follow the rules. As part of the process, you've got to learn to lose. You really have, because not every trade is going to win, and you've got to trust the process. Over a series of trades, you're going to have losses, maybe more losses than you win, but you can still come out in profit. You could be profitable with more losses than more wins. So I'm just trying to understand it. You know, you go in on the first trade with the new account, £25,000, and you go in on your first trade and you lose. It's a bit of a shit one, but now that I've learned from it, I took myself away, put my foot down, and then ready for the next trade, and I feel good now. I feel comfy. Yeah, like even if this trade loses, I'm comfortable, because it's within the rules, and I've said to myself, if you stick to the rules, win or lose, you're going to be okay.
I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for some good setups to get into the position, but right now there are, I think, 2 or 3 pairs that are looking pretty good, so I'm just waiting for my setup.
I'm down about 150, so it's only 0.5%, so it's not a lot. And it was a good trade to take, everything aligned, but it didn't go my way. But we're in again on a different one, Euro USD this time. Here, we had a little run up, we'll run up 3 testing here. My target is down here, stops up here. It's looking like a lovely trade, but you never know. Moves at 1:30, CPI, inflation data. So that's a big mover. So we'll have to see whether I want to get out at that time or stay in and risk it. Hopefully the CPI data comes in better than expected. I think inflation is rising over in the US with energy prices soaring and everything else. So I might hold the trade and I'll see how it plays out from now. I probably will hold it over the news, but we'll see how it goes. It's part of trading. You have losing days, you have winning days. My risk was right. As long as I keep my risk intact, then I'll come out on top.
I'm in one trade.
There's a little bit of reason. I didn't quite get in where I wanted to get in, but I thought the sequence of candles was quite strong. So based on that, just at the UK pivot on the hourly, I seen a decision, I seen quite a bullish move, and then seen another pin bar over the top of the UK pivot, and that's where I actually wanted to get, see them a little bit higher. It was simply because I didn't have the account password. It took me a little while to sort out actually getting in. So, but yeah, based on the news later on, I'm looking for a move up on the dollar. There's a bit more responsibility there. It's definitely, it's another level, yeah, for sure. It's almost like you're not responsible, what's the right word? Yeah, I don't want to let them down, I guess, as well. I want to put a good trade, start off good. So it's different, for sure.
Yeah, waiting for the news. Yeah, the trade's just, I'll show you here. The entry was just about this spot here, off a nice R1 rejection. Popped up, it's now hit resistance, and it's kind of just double testing that. So hopefully the news comes in. Obviously, it comes in good for the dollar. Because if it goes in good for the dollar, that means the Euro USD will fall. And hopefully we'll get a nice push with momentum and at least go to the UK pivot is kind of the first target, and then if we can go further down to the lows, that'd be the best. I think it's probably going to stall around the UK pivot, to be honest. Especially at this time of the day, we're already past a good amount of the UK open. So yes, New York's open, but this should close around the UK pivot if it opened above it and below it. So it should possibly around this area here. Hopefully by the end of the day, we'll have an update.
Long on dollar yen. It's set up nicely above the UK pivot, gave us a bullish signal. It's meeting some resistance here, which is actually around my entry, which is a little unfortunate on this trade, but hopefully can push that resistance and target R1 above it. There's some news that comes out today, the core inflation rate comes out, and then after that the FOMC comes out tonight. I'm hoping that the news comes out, well, it depends on which side of it you're on, positive or negative, but positive for me, and then my trade should play out in my favor, just depending on how that plays out. But regardless, the risk-reward ratios are all there, just sticking to the plan, and so either way is okay.
Euro dollar. It's not going my way at the moment, but we're just sort of like wait and see what happens if it pans out. But I'm happy it's sort of met a lot of my criteria for the reason for taking the trade.
I'm in USD CHF, Swiss franc. Currently down at the moment. Hopefully it will hit the S1, the support, and then go back up and hopefully put me in profit.
I want to take another one, but I'm going to put my hand behind my legs because I don't want to be too greedy for the first day. So I'm just going to wait for my USD CHF going up.
I'm going to my desk in 2 minutes and then I'll stress myself out then.
I'm wanting to trade on my phone. So yeah, it's good. These drops in 7 minutes.
The expectation at the moment is that either inflation in the US will either stay the same or increase, which will either make the dollar stay the same or increase. So we'll see.
Euro, GBP. Trying to use the backbone method. So I'm waiting for the RSI to drop just below the 20, which is here. So this is the RSI line. I'm just waiting for it to drop, so that shows that the price is oversold. And then I'll, if it goes according to how I like it to go, if it shows it hits all my confirmation measures, then I'll put a trade in.
All right, so a little update on the trade. Unfortunately, it did go in my favor a bit, but then it ended up going past R1 and taking me out of my stop loss. So it was a 0.5% loss. That included with yesterday's trade, it was 0.5 win. I'm about break even now. But as you can see here, that was the entry. Top was gonna be down here, broke through R1, and then took me out about this resistance zone. So that's okay. Win some, you lose some. We're just gonna continue with the process and the strategy.
Not good actually. franc, dollar franc, and then just about to hit my stop loss. But I have another option, so I'm looking for a better setup actually to get into the trade. But right now it is what it is right now.
I was taking a trade with a trend, but it just didn't went through. I don't know, something's going on that I don't know. I have to figure out what happened.
So your stop's like right in the middle of the value area?
The stop was 160 and it went down to 165.
It's right on S1 as well.
I'm still looking actually for longs, or maybe a session.
So what, with this trade, better off? Obviously now, with the news and everything, it looks perfect, but waiting for like a deeper pullback. I know what you're saying here, but all the price actually is around this area. And your stop loss is like right in the middle of that.
It's just 1 pip, not less than 1 pip. I made a stop 16 pip, and it stopped me out, and it went 1 pip below. So it was 17 pip move, and it went my direction. It doesn't feel good actually, but that's trading, man.
You keep my mind off the charts.
Yeah, I look after
You keep
him.
us entertained.
Take him under my wing. He's not where I am in trading levels yet, but he'll be there soon.
I'm getting it.
You get it. Yeah.
So guys, you've been involved with the Real Forex Trader series now for a fair few episodes. If you think you have what it takes to be one of these candidates in our next series, click the link in the description below and apply. I wish you the best of luck, and let's see if you can make it to the end.
I'm minus $125. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it play out, mate. I stick to what I saw, and rather than sort of change it as the trade's moving, just try and ride it, mate, and then see what happens, and then learn from that experience either way, whether it's good or bad. So yeah, once I'm committed, I'm just trying to sort of just take myself out of getting involved with the trade and see what happens.
Just about break even right now, so just waiting for the news to come out. Yeah, it's one of them. Got a doji last candle, so I'm still happy enough in the trade. I still think I've got quite a bit of support to go through, but it's going to break my support line and my UK pivot. Well, I'm wrong, so but still happy enough in the trade. Still believe in it. That's the main thing. So.
From the financial centers of the world, this is Bloomberg Markets.
These are not the inflation numbers Jerome Powell was looking for. So we are getting more inflation. It is not going away, but it is showing up in the headline numbers more than the core numbers at this point.
On euro dollar 115.56, euro still a little bit stronger. Euro dollar 115.56 up there by 0.2%.
News has dropped. News dropped at 1:30. Pretty much everything stayed the same. So pound is strong. Not pound, sorry, dollar is strong. And in this case, when trading the euro dollar, you can see by the news it's impacted. It's gone down and coming back in profit. Hopefully, continue down to 19p.
I don't trade news. I don't know. It can go down.
Spike, which is what we're seeing, and now we're seeing it coming down. Probably look to take it, if you still believe that the direction is up, I'll wait for it to settle a little bit more and then get back in. And
It wasn't perfect, but I'll take it. I think I was trying to reach the R1 level here. You can see there's a horizontal line there. It reached a resistance and rejected and came back down. So I just got out of it there. So exited a little early, but it's okay. I'll just look for another setup and look to take the next trade.
140, I think I made. 132. So I'm happy. It cleared out what I lost earlier. Back at break even of the whole account. So I'm happy. I've ended the day happily. Brought it back. News saved me. just looking at other opportunities now.
CPI figures, and it was good enough.
Yeah, it's good. It's finally turned into profit, but just keeping a close eye on it, and we'll see what happens.
Half of these lot got fucking lucky. So we've made it through the first morning. Stress is coming down for me. We're all right. They've gone through a bit of beginner's luck. They got the right call on inflation. Some of them trade in euro dollar, some of them trade in US dollar against the Japanese yen, some of them trade in US dollar Swiss. A lot of them are down for a couple of hours this morning. Those with tight stop losses got hit. Those with decent placement of stop losses and good risk management made it through and performed nicely. Some of the guys are now up $200, $300 on their first day on a small, relatively small size account. Out of all of them, out of 12, we've got 10 that are positive, 2 that are negative, with net total group P&L up roughly $750 in the morning, which is good for day one. But we still have a couple of guys out there that just aren't taking it seriously. You have to be paying attention to your trades, especially around breaking news. So we've got Alex and Bradley that are down, Bradley Dickinson. They're both 2 that are down. So I'd be interested to see how the dynamic changes in the afternoon, whether they become more emotional and start placing trades when they don't necessarily have to. As long as they are following their rules, we do not mind, because we know there's going to be losses. And just because everyone else has won doesn't mean they're not going to win, you know, this afternoon, tomorrow, the next week. So it's really important that they just stick to their game plan. Now the afternoon is going to be an interesting one because we may start to see that trade plan crumble, and whether they start to hear that everybody else has made money on day one but them. And so seeing that dynamic of emotions change might be an interesting aspect, because if their emotions start to get the better of them, we're going to start seeing them degrade, and now actually just self-sabotage their results rather than forgetting what everyone else is doing and just focusing on the game plan. So that'll be an interesting one to watch today.
It feels bad because it's the first day and there's 2 people that is they're stopped out, and one of these people is me. So yeah, of course, I hope to improve. I will improve next day, tomorrow. Let's see how it goes the market, and I'll try to do my best to get my profits.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because, as I said, as a trader, you're going to lose. You're going to have losses, and I think losses are part of trading. And yeah, it's a bummer that the first day I'm losing, but I still got one more trade running. If I break even or just come into profits, then good. If I'm down for the day, then so be it. Do you know what I mean? You've got to trust the process, stick to the rules.
Right. The reason I'm in this trade is I've got quite an aggressive trend line on the daily, and
forget all that. Is
it's
it breaking the
to
rules that you were told not to break?
Well,
is the daily up or down?
It's a downtrend.
Okay, and then what time frame have you taken the trade on?
Well, starting the 15, I'm on the 5 minute. I'm on at the 5 minutes.
So you took it on the 15. Is the 15 up or down?
Yeah. I took it in the 15 and I'm on the 5. It's up, but it's a daily trend line that I felt I was looking for R2, and it's actually respected. If I show you here, you see the trend line here.
Trade.
Even though it's winning. Okay, fair enough. You're the boss.
Just follow the rules, yeah. But now for this week, we just want you to follow the rules, follow the strategies. Well, that's it.
I maybe missed some of it, Elliot, because I was in
you missed the train?
No.
Advantage? So everything that Atish taught you is what we want you to follow. The strategies on that.
Yeah.
So they have to, so if you're taking the trade in 15 minute, it has to align, the EMAs have to align with the daily. The trade, yeah, may win, and that's fine, but it's not following the rules. Just want you to follow the rules, follow the strategies. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But if they're in line with the 5 minutes, does Sam not go down to the 5 minute? And if they're in line,
yeah, the 5 minutes not in line either. 5 minutes, 50 is above 200.
And then you got the 5.
Yeah, 50 is above 200. Yeah. So for now, I just want you to follow the rules.
Okay, I'll
just be
apologise.
strict.
Yeah,
Just be
sorry.
strict and disciplined. And follow the rules.
Okay.
Maybe a winning trade. I'm not saying it's a bad trade.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not following the rules.
course,
Okay. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. For me, okay, I missed that, but for me, this is quite an aggressive daily training.
Yeah, I can see what
respected it.
I understand what you're saying, and I get what you're saying,
But follow the rules.
it's not following the rules.
Fair enough, mate.
Right, cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
It's not just you, that's everyone. That's why we're just checking everyone's trade.
Okay. It's wrong.
You just don't want to give us a reason to send you home. You want to stay, do you know what I mean? That's see what I'm saying.
Follow the rules. Yeah. Okay, well.
Your attention, please. Day one has finished, roughly. European close has just happened, so see roughly where we're at. How does everyone feel like they're done? Doing better. So there's some that are doing bad, some that are doing okay. Do you think that we finished up overall on the day or down overall?
Up overall.
You think up?
Yeah.
Down? Okay. So we work off of equity and balance. So equity, we are down. So we're down by about $140 overall net. Closed, we're $200 up. So the positions that are open at the moment, there's a couple of losers that are holding us down. So we're roughly flat. So around break even. So if we was to take it away to argue, we're up $70 on the day out of 12 people. So it's better than losing. So it's not a bad first day, whether it's beginner's luck for some or not. I think the mistakes made today are quite clear. One is lack of knowing when the news is coming out and what to expect from that news. And then actually just sitting down and monitoring your charts around that news. The other one is a lot of you are just too keen, like getting into trades you don't need to. I'd say there's too many trades being placed, if I'm honest, from a lot of people. The people that are doing well are probably placing, say, 2 to 3 trades. That's like all that needs to be done. A lot of you got burnt on US dollar Swiss, and I'd probably say rightly so, because if you just look on the 1 hour on US dollar Swiss, it's not even at the bottom of the range, so it's very predictable. You've got to remember that the people that I would say that are losing are probably trading 5-minute time frames, and you're looking at too small of price increments. You're looking at like, you know, a 10-15 pip move rather than focusing on something, you know, 30-40 pips and sticking just to that 1 or 2 trades throughout the day. Do I have the skill set where I am right now to be able to predict that this isn't going to go against me by 10 to 15 pips? The answer is no, you do not. And do you know what? I would say it's arguable, I don't even have that skill set. 15 pips, you can't call the bottom, and that's basically what you're doing. You've got about, what, a 1 pip spread? So you've got like 14 pips movement for you to get right or wrong. So sticking to the wider positions of 30 pips stop losses, 40, 45 pips sort of targets, and having that 1.5, those are the people that are gonna make it count in the long run, yeah? Risk management seems to be pretty good. Probability and maths will never let you down, yeah? Getting the wrong calculations and trying to think that you're more capable of choosing which one should be 1% and 0.5% is not something that you should be doing, yeah? Overall, I'd probably say stay away from the 5 minutes, look at the 15 minutes, look at the hourly for, you know, overnight holds, you know, that sort of thing. I said, I think a lot of you are worried about trying to stay on top in the challenge, and we're past that now. It's all about making money, making gains on the overall account and moving that way. So if you're thinking, right, I'm quick, I'm up a bit, right, close, because I know someone else is not up that, I'm now safe. It doesn't work like that. If we see someone getting in and out and there's no sort of logical reason why, I know that person will lose long term. Because if you're just getting out for like 0.25, 0.3%, you could win 3 in a row today, but then tomorrow you lose 1 and you're back at 0 again. So it won't make sense long term. So these are the things that are going to start happening. If you don't phase that out now, then we have to phase you out by Friday to stop that happening. So it's over to you on what you do. But one thing, over trading, staying away from 5 minutes, try to look at the bigger picture. So trading on the 15 minutes, but look at the hourly and go, do I have a level there that's going to reject? Is that a reasonable price to get in? I'd even say Travis and Christian's 5 minute, well, I'd probably say it was 5 minutes, pound trades yesterday was probably too eager on those. I looked at them and I was like, they're not the best of entries. I probably would have held off and not even taken them. You're lucky it panned out, but at the same time, you just got to think, if I'm going to do that next time, is it going to pan out? So the fact that's the worst part about this is that because it worked, you're more likely to do it again. And that's when the errors start happening, is you think, oh, I got away with it this time, tomorrow I could get away with that again. And then you lose, and you're like, oh, I'll be able to get away with it again. And then you lose. And then you're in a spiral, and it's these sort of things that we need to sort of hit on the head, be as robotic as we can with the positions that we take. And again, walking around, especially you Nifty, checking other people's trades, when I'm looking and I'm like, Nifty's down like 80 to 100 quid here, and you're walking around checking someone else's trade. Got to think, how does that look? Yeah, on cam I'm thinking I'm going to look like a dickhead in this series because I'm constantly standing at you like a dad saying get in your seat. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that number's just going to get bigger. It's going to go to 50, 100k, and then what? You're going to be walking around when you're down £1,000 and you're not even looking and the news is out. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that you would do with your own money. So we just need to make sure that we're 100% game for this. We understand how serious it is, because come Friday it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. If you're looking at that monetary figure, it's going to start bothering you come next week. Because if you're thinking about the monetary side, next week you're going to be in a whole new level of emotional panic when you see bigger figures. So you just need to focus on the percentage each time. I've got to admit, I'm shit scared for the rest of the week. I hope that it's not going to be that bad, because if it is, then if you think I've been bad, come tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to be absolutely raging. So let's try to make sure that we stick to our risk metrics. That is 100% the most important. Any questions going into tomorrow? On a day-to-day basis, if you let emotions get the better of you, you're going to be like this all the time. Yeah, you're going to be like, shit, I'm down 500 quid. Oh my God. And then a minute later, you're like, oh, fucking hell, I'm up 750. Hey. And you just look like an absolute crackhead. So you're going to have to just nip it. At the end of the day, the money hasn't been withdrawn. Yeah, it hasn't been closed. The trades were still open, which is the maddest things. Yeah, we saw that with Lee when he was doing the trade, was up 350. And he starts jumping up and down saying, get in the money. And he fucking lost it all. Yeah? So I don't mind you having a bit of a smile going, great trade. But you can have a losing trade and it still be a good trade. So it's all just about, did I execute this in the right manner? Did it pan out the way that I expected it? If not, did I do anything wrong? You need to learn from it, not just ignore it. Go, right, where did I go wrong with this trade? Did I execute the plan? Is that a valid entry? Could it have been better? Did I get out at the right price? Could I have got more gains? These are all the things that we need to be looking at the end of our day in the evening, especially on the winners. Yeah, because on the winners you go, it's great, job done, no problem, move on to the next one. But you could have made a big error on that winning trade, but because it won, you're happy doing it again. And that's where we have those issues, yeah? All right, let's keep the momentum going for tomorrow. All the best, guys. Obviously, happy to stay.
Next time on The Real Forex Trader.
Ben is going to be running background checks, AML checks, which will check whether or not people have got criminal records, have been prosecuted for anything, that side of things, whether or not you're politically exposed. If you think that you have something that is bad on your name that we should know about, we would rather hear it from you than see it on the background check and not know. So if you think that is you, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
So guys, you've been involved with the Real Forex Trader series now for a fair few episodes. If you think you have what it takes to be one of these candidates in our next series, click the link in the description below and apply. I wish you the best of luck, and let's see if you can make it to the end.